how's it going? And welcome to one of the first Sora tech videos for this channel, which will cover his fundamentals. Today's video will be about one of Sora's most versatile movement options, the Sonic Blade. For anyone looking to main Sora, this will be essential to master. This video will be broken up into 3 parts. First, we'll cover the core fundamentals of the move without the lock-on mechanic, including frame data and inputs. Second, we will add the lock-on mechanic, which we will call the Rave mode. This will include the inputs and how Rave mode is different, as well as how to switch between the 2 modes and create mix-ups. And last will be how to use Sonic Blade after his up B. This tutorial also uses the training mod. So if you're wondering why Sora is occasionally covered in colored bubbles, those are active hitboxes. But without further ado, let's get into it. The first part will be about basic movement, and on the surface Sonic Blade shares similarities with Pikachu's Quick Attack and Bayonetta's Heel Slide and Afterburner. It can move in up to 3 directions with an active hitbox, and while the first direction must be left or right, the latter 2 can be in nearly any direction, even the same as the last one. And you can choose to execute either all 3 parts of the move or just the first 1 or 2. The move has a 17 frame startup and approximately 9 frames of active hitbox at each part, roughly indicated by the glow surrounding him, but the hitbox itself basically surrounds his hand and his keyblade. And the move can also combo into itself at 0 and also hypersense. It can also be reversed, but this doesn't substantially differ from the non-reversed version. Next up is how to extend Sonic Blade into the second and third parts of the move. Now the move has 9 active frames of hitbox. In order to extend to the second part, you need to input a direction by the 11th frame, or the second frame after the move becomes inactive. If you did it correctly, you will see a red indicator by Sora marking where he will go next. From this point, you can adjust your direction between frames 11 to 19. The attack will register your last input, so you can just input and let go without a need to hold on to the directional stick. And the same principles apply to the third part. One crucial note is that Sora will be active during the entire 9 frames of the active hitbox, which specifically means 2 things. First, Sora doesn't land immediately on touching the ground, so be careful if you try to use this as a landing option from disadvantage. Second, he does not sweet spot the ledge and won't snap until the active hitbox disappears. So without proper spacing, you could be due for a meaty punish. The active hitbox will also always go through soft platforms. Now we enter the second part to discuss the Rave mode, essentially the lock-on mechanic for this move. If you choose to execute the second or third part of the move, you can lock on to a nearby opponent by pressing or holding the special button. The timing is somewhat similar to last time, or the frame immediately after the active hitbox. If you try this on the 11th frame or after, it won't register. If done correctly, Sora will launch in the direction where the opponent was when the lock-on reticle first shows this surrounding second ring. Note that he locks on to where the opponent was and not where the opponent is going, so with good timing the move can be avoided. With either version, you can just hold on to the input for the entire duration of the move if you want to execute all 3 parts, no strict timing required. For Rave, if you hold throughout the entire move, you'll lock on for all 3 hits, with one big exception. The Rave prioritizes your own offstage safety, turning back to onstage on the third part of the move. This means if you want to do an early stock trade, you'll need to finish with the normal version. Otherwise, you might SD without taking their stock. And of course, you can mix and match which versions you use, following all the basics from before. The first part will always be the normal version, while others can be whichever version you want. So you can cross up with the first and punish a bad out of shield habit, weave out and then lock on, cross up when recovering, and the list goes on. Just be careful about the spacing and shield safety of this move. And really quickly, the Rave is slightly stronger than the normal, and future labbing is necessary to compare the 2. And last will be its follow-up from Sora's up special. At the earliest, you can execute Sonic Blade 7 frames after the last hit of the up special, but the window for input is extremely generous. If the first input is on the 7th frame, the last possible frame for the input is the 27th, giving a total of 21 frames. Therefore, you can mix up the timing of your side B and additionally drift slightly to the left or right to change your spacing, or of course, forego the move entirely. And that's going to wrap it up for this tech video. Thank you so much for watching. I plan to lab this character more and make more content in the near future. Feel free to comment below if you have suggestions for my future videos or even my current ones. And as always, I'll catch you later.